So we have seen the test environment, requirement, test coverage, test plan, and now we can go to the test report. The test report is like the requirement test case coverage, but in another form. You can have the test cases. Here, the goal is to verify that all the test cases are linked to at least to one software requirement. And here is the inverse. Okay. The goal is to make sure that we are aligned with the software requirement in validation side or in testing side. Okay. So test case, if the test case is okay, it means all the software requirements are okay and are good. We answer to the question related to this requirement. Okay. Next, here we can have some statistic, some verification. Then the total number of requirements, we have 8. We have 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. It's the number of requirements. The number of the test. No, the requirement with test case. All the requirements are covered by test case. That's okay. So we have 100% coverage, which is good. And this is to have the maximum. You can find less than 100 in your project, but we need to have the maximum, okay? The maximum that we can have. It means we coverage our requirement at the maximum. So here, another list of your requirements. Verificability here, some requirements are validated by test. Some requirements are validated only by check or review of your software. Some requirements are validated by design. You should just verify your design, etc. Here we can add if all requirements are testable or not, because you can find some requirements are not testable. It's not possible to test them. We don't have, for example, the specific tools to test them, or it's not possible to test them typically. Okay, so verificability comment, okay, it means we test, yes, we can test it, yes, okay, we put okay. And test cases related to requirement. You can find for one requirement many test cases, not only one. You can find test case 1, test case 2, etc. Or you can find one. Okay, so this is the test report, how it showed up. So test plan and test report, you can combine them in one document in Excel. Okay. At the end, we have a test summary. It can give you some overview of how many, the number of the tests that are passed or okay. The number of the tests are failed. If you see here, 1. It's just an example. Not here, just an example, not the real result. We will see the real result in the next videos. Keep only the process, okay? And understand it. So partially passed, it means that some test cases partially. For example, you have test case, you test the half of the test case. The half of the test case is okay, but the second half, you didn't test it yet. Okay, so partially passed or not applicable. 1, you can, if you have 1 not tested, if you have 1 test case still not tested yet, and the total is we have 9. Okay, here requirement result, it's a mistake here. I test case result. Okay, and test summary. This is a test summary. You can give you an overview. If you have a big software, for each section of your software or for each chapter, you can have this statistic. We do it manually. If in general, in some company they have their own process, they use performance tools. They use, for example, RTC BM, Dorsey BM, and this statistic can be done automatically. Okay, automatically it's not manual. It can be not manual. Okay, but also it could be manual. It's not bad to use Excel. Sometimes it's more easy and more simple. But in general, for big projects, we have some performance tools to do this job. But the process is the same. You start from software requirements, you write your test plan, your test scenarios, you review the test scenarios by coming back to your requirement, you check the coverage or the link between each requirement and each test case. Once you have this, I forget to say this point, the software test engineer, it depends on the process for each company, I repeat, but the software test engineer, normally in the most of cases, it make a review with all the team, the other member of the team, like a software developer engineer, electronic engineer, the architect of the design, other software tester, the project leader, etc. And they review all the test plan together before starting its execution in the lab. Okay, so they perform some meetings, and the software test engineer can present his test plan, his coverage of all the requirements, and all the team will review to make sure that we didn't forget any things or any requirement or any something to add. This is a work, teamwork, okay? Because the final objective is to validate the software which will deliver to the customer. So you can have other member participate to review this test plan, okay? Once the test plan is reviewed and it is validated by the member of the team, we are all agree. So the next step is to prepare your test bench, and then you start to execute all your test cases. Okay, this is in real scenarios. In our test, in our case, in our example of project ECU doors, we will perform the tests in simulation mode in Canoe. We don't have any bench, any test bench, but the same job. We will suppose that the real ECU is simulated in Canoe, and then we will write the test scenario. We will develop the test scenario in VTest and Canoe. Okay. This is how you define your test plan, your test cases for your project. The goal is to test and validate your software behavior, the behavior of your ECU, okay, in a typical form or in a simple form in Excel. In the next video, we'll see how to prepare your test setup and how to implement your test cases before execute them in your tools and all of it. Okay, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.